Yeah, Justin, what do you take away from these first two preseason games, and what's the focus with a week now up until the start of the regular season?
What I take away is, we have no ways to go. This is all a process. Um, you know, they do a good job in doing the things Coach asked us to do, but there's still a lot of room for improvement on both ends of the floor. I do like how we play, how hard we are playing. I think that's a good thing, but we have to clean up a lot of stuff and polish a lot of stuff up. But I think we're gonna be just fine. And I think we're moving in the right direction in practices. And again, understand what Coach wants. This system and everything is new for us to a certain extent. NBA, but a lot of things are new. Have some new players, so we're just trying to get everybody on the same page. And again, just taking it one day at a time.
Chris?
Hey, Justin, you shot the three so well last year, and especially in game two, you guys got off to a tremendous start. Talk about maybe the difference in the quality of the three-point shots you were getting this year than last year.
Well, I can only speak on 2 games, so I think it's all the same to me. It's going to be games like it was last year where I'll have a lot of good shots, a lot of open shots, have a lot of shots in the game, and there'll be some games when I'll get 1 or 2 or 3. So I think that goes game to game. I think I fit in this year just like I did last year, regardless of the system. What I do kind of stays the same. And another thing that we are trying to make sure we really do is get downhill, get the defense to collapse, to get open shots on the outside. And, these last 2 games, I was a recipient of a few of those type of plays and swing plays and just moving the ball. So I think, hopefully we can move the ball pretty well this year, and those shots are open for not just myself, but everyone else.
Seth Johnson.
Hey, Justin, this upcoming game on Friday will be the first game you guys have had on your home court in a long time. What are you looking forward to when it comes to that, even though there won't be fans there?
Really just to win the game, see how we can get better. That's all I really worry about. I do wish we did have fans, but when you're playing the game of basketball, where you're going through a season, you always try to find I personally find the things to focus on that help me win the game or worry about me doing what I need to do. This year, things we have to deal with are the circumstances we have because of COVID and everything going with that. And that means we don't have fans. And that's something I don't put too much worry or focus on. It's still just trying to find a way to win the game, regardless of where we're playing, what court we're on. Yeah, having that home court advantage with those fans would be great and would help, but we don't have that. So you got to just focus on the next thing, and that's just to win the game. And, again, have us going in the right direction, because that's what we are trying to do, is improve and get to doing everything the right way on the floor to when it comes playoff time, comes, late into the season, we're rolling and doing what we need to do, and hopefully winning a lot of games.
Scott?
Justin, from a preseason standpoint, simplistically, what does it mean to you? What do you try to get accomplished heading into regular season?
The first thing is just trying to learn everything with our team, learning everything the coach wants us to do before the season starts, before, we start getting checks in the win and the loss column as a team, and personally just get myself ready to play games. So in the games when I am playing, again, that's focused on everything coach is asking us to do, asking me to do specifically, playing as hard as I can to where when we get to regular games, those games are nothing for me conditioning-wise, and as well as in practice. Also with me is, kind of trying to help lead and teach the younger guys, the new offense and, just everything about basketball, NBA basketball in this life, and kind of how it's changed, because yes, this is different than the bubble, but we did have that bubble experience. And so to be able to kind of, help guys that might not know, or begin to encourage one another in this space of everything being new.
Pat Boyle.
Justin, in that first game, you took 7 threes and they were all from the corner. How much of that is a byproduct of Nate's system and what he wants to do, and how much of it was just that's where the spots in the defense were?
I think it was mostly that's where the spots were, because I'm not going to always be in the corner. Obviously, because of how I do run, sometimes, a lot of times I am. But playing the 4 and doing different things, that game, it just happened to where my spacing was the corner. But coach does want us in those spots. So if it's not me, it's someone else. that's getting those spots. And I think it was how Cleveland was defending us as well and leaving the corner, going to help. I mean, I think our guards getting down baseline, getting down into the paint, and then, picking them apart on the backside. So I think we did a very good job of getting that ball into the paint, having them collapse again, like I said. And, kickouts happen to be the corner. Sometimes it's going to be the wing. Sometimes it's going to be to the corner and swing to the wing. So I think it's a little bit of both of, I don't even say both, three things of what was available because of how Cleveland was guarding us, what was available because of how we were getting to the paint, and then also, because Coach wants us in those spots and in that spacing.
Jeremiah?
Justin, a follow-up to the three-point shooting. I think you probably had a green light last year where you felt like when you were open, you could let it fly. But are there some guys that maybe in the past were not encouraged to shoot the three that are trying to be encouraged? If you're open, you shoot it, because the numbers, across the board, you let it fly the first two games.
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, I've always encouraged whoever's open to shoot the ball. At the same time, I've encouraged guys to play their game. So you do what you're comfortable with doing. But again, in any offense, most of the time, if you're in that spot of spacing, if you're wide open, you have to shoot it. That's just how basketball works. We generated this offense. We generated the ball moving around for open shots. So we are encouraging pretty much everyone to shoot the ball because everyone here can pretty much shoot it. Obviously, some guys might be better at driving or have some other strengths, but still at the same time, if you shoot that three ball, you shoot it well, it opens up those other things for you. So, yeah, we're encouraging, guys to put the ball up because that's the way the NBA is going. And, again, our offense generates those shots.
Chris?
Yeah, Justin, you referenced the bubble, and while everything is not normal and regular now, what at least is regular is you're not in the bubble, and after practice you can go home and see your family. That's got to be refreshing and at least helpful at this time.
I mean, it's definitely way better than the bubble because of that. That was the hardest thing for me was leaving, my wife and kids. So to be able to go home helps a lot. Again, it gets me away from the game of basketball. I felt like in the bubble, it was just no matter where you went, you saw somebody that played, there's basketball on. And for me personally, I like to get away from it when I leave. So having that does help me mentally. And again, having a family puts life in perspective for me and just shows how little the game of basketball is in the big scheme of things for me to be worrying about and stressing about, if that makes sense. I know when I come in and do my job, I'm going to do the best I can, but I do know I have the responsibility of being a father, being a husband, and, making sure everything's good at home when I can be.
Scott?
Justin, the previous coaching staff always put X's on the floor, talking about three-pointers and things like that, incentivized it when you guys scrimmaged. Is this staff doing anything similar to encourage that in practice?
Yeah, I mean, most coaches do. Again, there's a certain spacing that you want when you're on the floor when guys are driving, and we do the same thing. So we want to make sure we have that spacing because at the end of the day, man, spacing is very, very important. We saw in playoffs at times because we didn't have certain cuts from certain spots or we weren't spaced the way we needed to be or should have been, and it was hard to score at times with a team that was packing in like Miami did. So, we have to make sure our spacing is correct, especially when you have shooters and you have guys that can cut well. So, we do that in practice as well.